Hey guys, this is so different than going live because at least going live, I kind of feel like I'm talking to somebody. Just recording it, it's a little different. So I'm just going to pretend like I am going live. I got my Alice the Fairy crown on. I'm sorry I couldn't go live at 4 o'clock today. I'm also sorry that the shadow in the background is might be distracting. I think it kind of adds to the bedtime story ambiance. But anyways, today was crazy. I don't want to dwell on everything that happened, but it was just one of those days where we're like in week 3 of quarantine, and then all of a sudden today I'm just bombarded with excitement, one thing after another. But I am here and I'm excited to read this story. I was super pumped. That's what got me through the day today, was just getting home and being able to read this story. It's hilarious. I know I say this every week, but this is actually one of my favorite books. Pulling it out of my box of archives, I was just like, and once I read it, you'll understand why it's one of my favorites. So I know it's late. I hope some of you get to watch this tonight. If not, hopefully tomorrow. Don't forget, Thursday, I have a special guest coming to read you a spectacular book. So let's go ahead and get started. And this is Alice the Fairy by David Shannon. And David Shannon is actually the illustrator of this book also. I love David Shannon. Don't be surprised if I read another one of his books. He's a fantastic author and illustrator, and you'll see why. So Alice the Fairy. I did have more props, but because of my day today, I'm going with the crown, I'm going with my frog, the wand, and the story. I feel like the story's enough. So Alice the Fairy. My name is Alice. I'm a fairy. I'm not a permanent fairy. I'm a temporary fairy. You have to pass a lot of tests to be a permanent fairy. So there's Alice the Fairy. Isn't she so cute? I have wings so I can fly. Well, I can't fly very high yet, but I could fly really fast. There she is running. This is my magic wand, and this is my blanket. So there's her wand, and there's her blanket. Fairies use magic wands to change frogs into princes and things like that. I use my magic wand to change my dad into a horse. And she's riding on her dad's back. Go ahead and use the raise your hand emoji if you've done this with somebody. Your dad, your uncle, your grandpa, your brother. I know I did that plenty of times with my dad. One time my mom made cookies for my dad. So I used my magic wand and turned them into mine. And she is eating the cookies. I felt bad about eating the cookies, so I thought I'd whip up a new outfit for my dad. Did I tell you? He's the Duke of Morningside Drive. Well, he is. But the clothes were too hard, so I made him a new crown instead. So here's the outfit she wanted for her dad. You could see it's gold pants, pink sparkly shoes. But she had a hard time coming up with that, so she made him this crown instead. You can see it's a homemade crown. So cute. With my magic wand, I can make leaves fall from trees. And I can draw pictures on the water. So there she is. Leaves are falling. She's putting her wand in the water. Guess what? Sometimes I use my wand to disappear. But that's kind of scary. I love this part. So you can see she's using her wand. Oh, the lighting's kind of bad. She's using her wand to, there we go, turn off the light switch. And then it's really dark. So she says that's scary. I'd rather use my blanket. So she goes under her blanket to turn off the lights, or I make herself disappear. Of course, I also have a magic mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairiest of them all? Well, what do you know? It's me, Alice. Thank you, mirror. And there she is, looking at herself in the mirror. Fairy dust is very useful. I use it to turn my oatmeal into cake. There she is. So it appears her fairy dust is sugar, and she has a big old glump of it on her oatmeal. Make it nice and sweet. That's what I do, except I use brown sugar. Casting spells is another important part of being a permanent fairy. Watch me make my dog float on the ceiling. Hocus pocus, croakin docus, hokin token, riggin folklin, dogan folklin, biglin noggin. This one needs a little work. So Alice is trying so hard to have her dog go to the ceiling. It's not working. But a fairy must be very careful with magic. Once I accidentally turned my beautiful white dress into a red one. That made the Duchess so mad. She locked me in a tower forever, but I got away though. So there's Alice in her beautiful white gown that she accidentally turns red with her magic. Looks like she spilt juice on her dress. A fairy's life is full of danger. Broccoli is often poisoned by this wicked Duchess and should never be eaten. Fairies also hate baths. I'd like to turn my bath water into strawberry jello. That would be so fun, but I don't know how yet. So there's her broccoli that she's afraid is full of poison. And then her strawberry jello bath. This is one of my favorite parts of the book. You have to be a permanent fairy to do things like turn your bath into jello. Those fairies go to advanced fairy school to learn how to do that. This is my most favorite page of the book where she's watching all the fairies fly to advanced fairy school. I love it because all the fairies are different colors, different sizes. They have different things in their hands. I love it. I'm supposed to learn how to make clothes get up off the floor and dance all around and then get in line in my closet. These are cute little overalls. I'm not very good at that though. There she is on her bed, all her clothes on her bed. I'll probably be a temporary fairy forever. And there she is with her wand and her frog. And that's what I have right here. My frog and the wand. So, anyways, now I'm sure you can see why I love this book so much. I just love authors that use children in their books who have like a wild imagination. And this reminds me of the first book I read. Remember Parts, where the boy thought he was falling apart because he found fuzz, lint in his belly button and snot coming out of his nose. He thought it was his brain. And Alice the Fairy, she just uses everyday, ordinary things, and she just uses her imagination. And so that's why I love this book so much. And it's Alice the Fairy by David Shannon. All right. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you get to view this video. And again, I'm sorry I wasn't able to go live, but I will be here with my special guest on Thursday. I'm excited for you guys to meet and interact with the special guest on Thursday. So take care, guys, and talk to you soon.